Hello. I've had a very slow weekend. Um, to most, the weekend might be Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday. But for me, my weekend, or my Friday, is Wednesday, and my Saturday is Thursday, and my Sunday is Friday. A pretty abysmal work schedule, but it's what I'm stuck with. Now, I had to keep notes on what has happened over the last 2 days because my memory has continues to fail me. Like, I had forgotten halfway through Wednesday that one of my goals for that day was to do my laundry. So my laundry had been left unswitched in the wash for about 2 hours, like more than it should have been. Because I forgot. I just forgot it had happened. And even before I put it in the wash, I'd woken up and started shoving things into a basket, only to go decide to make a coffee and then completely forget I was doing that until like half an hour later when I walk into my room and the clothes are still not in the basket. In other news, on I think Wednesday night, either Wednesday night or Tuesday night, I can't quite remember, I I had a very, very long dream. Like a multi-part one. So I woke up like several times throughout the dream and then went back to sleep to continue it. Um, I'm struggling to remember what had happened. I was on like a quest to save somebody. Um, but the person who I was on a quest to save or get to or whatever um, is someone I really, really wish I could stop dreaming about. Like, it'd be really convenient, but I don't think my mind's going to let me do that for another like 10 years. But anyway. What am I trying to remember? Did I make... It must have been Thursday because I think I uploaded on Wednesday. Hold on. No, I have to check. 3 days ago. So that, yeah, that would have been... What day? I don't like doing math when it comes to days. September 11th. Thursday. Right, so I would have uploaded, for me, Wednesday night. Okay, so it must have been Thursday that I had, or Wednesday night, waking up on Thursday, that I had that dream. Yeah. Okay. So, um, I'm now remembering where we are with things. My friend, well, I did not end up. No, wait. Yeah, my friend did end up coming over to help me fix the car stereo, and we went at it for I think 3 or 4 hours, until it got dark again, and we actually got it to work. Apparently, what had been happening was one of the cables that was just, we didn't know what it did, or who knows. One of the cables was creating what is called a false ground, and that was disabling the speakers. I don't know if that's a safety measure or just a quirk of how the electronics work, but regardless, we taped off the ends of all the cables that we didn't know the function of or didn't need, and left them disconnected, and now it just works. After my friend went home and I put the car back together by myself in the dark, but after it was fully reassembled I went for a drive, and it sounded pretty great, if not a bit quiet. Like, it was, I was a little down because like, as I was driving 120 kilometers an hour with the windows down, I couldn't really hear the music that well because of how loud the wind was in comparison, which wasn't an issue before, and it wasn't an issue in my previous vehicle. So I was a little down about that. But I came to realize the next day that, what do you know, I just had my phone's volume down, so it wasn't like transmitting the Bluetooth at the full volume. So turns out stereo does get very, very, very loud. Just as loud as it was with the giant subwoofer in the trunk. So I'm very happy. I'm very, very happy with the new head unit and the new speakers, and it sounds great. It just sounds good. I remember driving from school to work in my old car, the one that my mum wrecked, and I was listening to the live album Red, White and Bruised by The Midnight, and specifically listening to the live version of, I think, Neon Medusa. I was getting like chills down my spine because the music got so loud and so epic and sounded so nice, and there's so many layers to it. And I remember trying to listen to it on the new car system with the subwoofer and all that, and it's just not sounding good enough to send chills down my spine. Now, I have yet to test the specific track to which I'm referring, but I will say it does just sound great. Like, I have to resist the urge to get back in my car and start driving in a random direction. I'm so happy. Now, as a consequence of this successful DIY job, I now want to do more DIY jobs in the car. The next one on the docket is installing these like interior underglow LEDs that I've had in my car since I got it, and I just haven't taped them up or plugged them in, so they've just been sitting in the glove box unused. So I want to wire those up either uh, tomorrow morning or Tuesday morning or Wednesday, and then I don't know where I'll go from there. What I really want to do is do custom tail lights, because the headlights of the car look just fine. They're like sharp enough looking that like they don't look goofy to me. They look like I don't know. I like how they look. That's what I'm saying. But the tail lights look boring inside. Like just the simplest tail light thing you could imagine, which just does not work. The European version of the car has different tail lights. I saw someone online refer to them as the spider tail lights because they're more, rather than like illuminated rectangular sections, it's circles like the eyes of a spider. But I don't like how those ones look either, so there's no point in me trying to acquire those. So my only real option is to modify existing ones to look a bit better, and there are ways to do that. And as my plan is to pop out one of the tail lights so I can get an understanding of how it's wired up and what it properly looks like on the inside, so I can then plan out segmentation and LED placement to perhaps make it look a bit better. There is someone based out of Warsaw. Warsaw? Warsaw. Huh. I don't know why that sounds so strange coming out of my mouth, but Warsaw, who does custom headlights and taillights, and is the only person I could find who has ever done custom taillights for this car. So I'm probably going to use his build as like reference. I didn't hear from my friend on Thursday about karaoke. I didn't even get a message like, Sarah, sorry, not today. I just didn't hear anything. I'm sure he's just like busy with work and school, but still, I thought he'd say something. Anyway, Friday. Friday was interesting. My entire day was spent driving around, going from thrift store to thrift store with my friend, looking for cameras. The first one we went to, what was the first one we went to? Oh, I don't know. Either way, it didn't have many cameras. It had a few like dinky off-brand film cameras, but nothing worth acquiring. There were some other interesting things, and as we went from store to store looking for cameras, we found one store had a what was it, Yamaha? I think it was a Yamaha electric piano that had like MIDI in and MIDI out. Actually, I don't know if it had MIDI in, but it had many in and out ports for various things, and it could run on batteries, and you could plug it in, and it had a pedal, which is not super common with this type of thing, because as like usually the ones you find in thrift stores are meant for children, and they don't plug into a computer or anything like that, and like only half the time do they have a plug for a pedal. But it was an interesting thing, but it was grimy as hell. Like really, really, really grimy. And I don't know, it wasn't what I was looking for that day. We found some other pianos, but they were overpriced. Well, I say pianos, keyboards. They were overpriced. And more cameras, but nothing along the lines of what I'm looking for. What we did find that was arguably the most interesting thing we found was a camcorder from what I can only assume it was the late 80s, because this camcorder recorded directly to cassette. There was let me pull this up. Back before CDs and SD cards and such, camcorders didn't really have that many options for exporting video. You either had to send it direct to something that could store that, or print it out right to film cameras. Camcorders recorded to cassette tapes that you could swap out pretty easily. And this camcorder was in its bag with the original manuals, all of the original attachments, and still sealed Sony cassettes from the era. It's an amazing thing to see and to pick up. I didn't buy it though, because much I kind of regret. Part of me wants to go back for it because it's such an interesting piece of tech. But I don't think I have the means to convert from cassette to digital. Even if I do, I don't know. Just seems like a lot, and yeah, I'll stick to looking for a camera for now. As the sun began to go down and stores began to shut, we decided we'd eat and then go our separate ways. And we unfortunately did not find a digital camera like I'd been seeking. I plan to keep looking on my own, but more passively instead of dedicating a whole day to it. I wish I could have dedicated more of a day to it, but that terrible, well, sort of terrible in concept, but it felt great to dream it. Dream I had on Wednesday night kept me in bed for many hours longer than I would have otherwise, and that pattern persisted to Friday and then Saturday and then today, and I haven't been able to get up before noon. Ashamedly. Hoping that will change tonight, but in all honesty, probably not. I'm struggling to think of what to say. Am I deep in thought, or am I brain dead? Screw it. I tried learning how to play Your New Place by Racing Mount Pleasant today on my lunch break. And I sort of figured it out. Sort of. There's no good tab, and the chord thing is from the website that doesn't have good chord things. Like every feature on that website is paywalled, except for like starting the thing. You can't adjust the speed, you can't adjust the volume, you can't do anything other than just hit play, and that's infuriating. Pretty scummy, if I'm being honest. It's a real shame. Like, the other website is not that great either, and they have a lot of stuff that's paywalled, but at least I can just like open it up, look at the thing, read it, and go on instead of having to navigate some nightmare user interface. Anyway, the like intro of the song is done on not guitar. I'm sure there's some complicated way to do that with chords, but I only figured out the notes because the website said, oh yeah, D, and it's D and G, just, and then doesn't give you a strumming pattern or anything. Figure it out. Whatever, right? But I managed to work out the intro to the thing by just playing notes up and down in the relative chord shape. It's a mess. Draw me and call of me, sweat on November in bed. Sorry, you can rest. It's a mess. The light flows through the room, bends all around you as you undress. Show me your best dress. While I lie and I try to forget what it is to feel you. You're the edge of all I know. And from then it goes into the rest of the song. It's a difficult song to try to play on guitar because, one, strumming pattern, very strange. Two, most of the song is saxophone and whatever other horn instruments, like brass instruments there are. There's not a lot of, like, everything's based around the guitar, but most of the time you're hearing the saxophone. No, that's not it at all. It's like hearts go on. That's what she said. Well, it's difficult. It's difficult. I can't play and sing it yet since I've only practiced it today and it's a bit jarring. But it's something. It sure is something. I've still managed to listen through the entire album almost once a day, and I wonder where it's like placed me in their like rankings of Spotify listeners, because it'll like tell you whether or not, like, what percentile you were in at the end of the year, and I hope to be in like the 0-1 percentile for them. It's not my objective, it's just like a hope, because I love these two albums so much. Their amount of monthly listeners has doubled since the last time I checked, which is pretty mental. I'm trying to find a song to play. Nobody has suggested any, so I'm a bit puzzled. Oh, if I played Chewing Cotton Wool, I wonder if I could play that. That might be a little difficult, but we're going to try it. Let's see. That's sort of annoying to put my fingers with. Interesting. Oh, I kind of hate doing that. So I know it with chords, but with this it's... Or maybe that'd be... Nope, that's... Well, let's try it. That looks literally impossible for me, but we'll try it anyway. Yeah, so it's fingerstyle, and that's not something I'm very good at. Okay, we're doing chords, I'm sorry. We have to. Accidentally just touched the fluffy bit of the microphone there. For that, I'm sorry. Actually, if I grab this, like pick it up and put it down. I hope that doesn't sound too jarring. But it's like offset from where I'm actually speaking from. So I'm like afraid the recording's going to be like left leaning or something. One of the directions. flying through the air. She's the dust upon the sill. She's everywhere. She's everywhere. And she's breaking up the line. And she's sitting in the rain. She's the trailer for a film. She's the curtain at the end. She's the sound of your own voice. She's someone else's drink. She's like living in the countryside. She's the whirlpool in the sink. She's a memory I recall. She's waiting in the hall. She's the monster in the fridge. She's chewing garden wall. The album that song comes off of, I think, at least I think it's the album it comes off of, is Good at Falling by the Japanese House, and it is one of my favourite albums of all time. The lyricism of the Japanese House is very interesting. There's a few songs where the lyrical flow is exceptional, but their sound is very, very unique and very like, whoa, I'm in space type thing. But that song off of the album is the one sort of uniquely is almost just like the guitar of what I was trying to play earlier, which was like so. No, that's not it at all. That type of thing. The album, I think, came out in 2017 or something, around then. And stylistically, the Japanese House's vocals are very interesting. I have no idea what their pronouns are, but they were born female. And when they started making music, they chose to sing and mix their vocals in such a way that it is pretty impossible to tell what gender they are. It's completely androgynous, which politically I'd say I have no feelings about it. I just think it sounds really cool. It's a great like vocal sound, and in a way anybody can try to sing to it because it sits perfectly in the middle. I think my favourite song by them is Face Like Thunder, which isn't off of Good at Falling, but is off of an EP that came out I think before it. Yeah. Anyway, here's another song by them. Because now I'm thinking about them, I think I know how to play this one as well. I think, I'm not really sure. Maybe not. I don't know. This is going to be rough, and I apologise in advance. Saw you in a dream, you stayed the same. You were beckoning me, said that I had changed. Keep my eyes closed. No, that's the wrong key. I think we need to change the key. We're going up. Sorry, it's odd. Oh, right, we don't have to. No, that's not it at all. If I go down twice. Maybe? Try that. Saw you in a dream, you had stayed the same. You were beckoning me, said that I had changed. Tried to keep my eyes closed, I want you so bad. And I awoke and it was so sad. Haven't talked to you in months. I thought that I might cry, but I'm not that kind of guy. I don't know, that still sounds wrong. Not the original key, just with more effort. So you're going to be stuck with me trying to figure this out for the next like 5 minutes. Saw you in a dream, you had stayed the same. You were beckoning me, said that I had changed. And then trying to keep my eyes closed, I want you so bad. And I awoke and it was so sad. Haven't talked to you in months. We'll go with that. Okay. Original key, I guess, because I'm stupid. Oh, I'm feeling a bit lightheaded, actually. Never mind that. Anyway. Should be fine. Saw you in a dream, you stayed the same. You were beckoning me, said that I had changed. Keep my eyes closed, I want you so bad. And I awoke and it was so sad. Haven't talked to you in months, but I thought that I might cry. But I'm not that kind of guy. I had that chord wrong. Saw you in a dream, you came to me. You were the sweetest apparition, such a pretty vision. There was no reason, no explanation, a perfect hallucination. All good things come to an end. I thought that this might last, but you came so fast. When I'm awake, I can switch up. No, that's not right. When I'm awake, I can switch up. Isn't the same, but it is enough. Isn't the same, but it is enough. Saw you in a dream, you came to an end. Wonder if you'll come and visit me again. Frick. Taking your time to reappear. I'm starting to believe that when I call your name, you just don't hear me anymore. I know that I shouldn't even try. It's a waste of time. And I'm awake, I can't switch on. It isn't the same, but it is enough. It isn't the same, but it is enough. When I'm awake, I can't switch on. It isn't the same, but it is enough. It isn't the same, but it is enough. Ugh. I don't know, that song, well, I really am lightheaded. That song's a bit rough on the old chords, sort of. Not like the finger chords. There's one chord in here that I can't quick switch to, so I chose to just like do that instead of what it's actually supposed to be, which is that, which sounds awful if you ask me. So I went with that, which is incorrect. But regardless, I think I feel my throat tightening up a little bit, which is not good. But I think I can do one more song before that closes all the way. I can't actually like feel it closing. It just feels a little tight. Probably trying to sing that song, which is like oddly out of my range. Did I try playing Miracle Liner? I don't think I have. Miracle Liner. Oh, but I don't think I should either. Oh, what should I play? Actually, this one will be really, 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 really easy. Sort of just by the nature of it, I suppose. Yeah, this song is it's sort of evokes like a yearning in my person, right? The song is called Coffee, and it's by B Badoobie. I think that's how it's said. Who's a very like bedroom pop indie artist. I don't know many of her songs, but this is one that I know that sort of fits in my playlists with anything by Cavetown. But it evokes a yearning in me because this girl with a very sweet voice is singing very sweetly about like making a cup of coffee about somebody she cares about, right? And that sort of, I hear songs sung by like men and boys all of the time, being like, "I love you so much. I'll take care of you. It'll be great," right? And I love singing them, but I don't feel anything for them because, like, I don't know. It being a man singing doesn't like drill it into my head in that sort of way. It doesn't impact me like that. It's more like, yeah, I can relate to that. Not that I feel like it's being said to me, but because a song is being sung by uh, such a sweet girl's voice, I feel like I can delusion myself into it being directed at me and imagine like some girl with a pretty voice caring about me in that way, and sort of this is highly embarrassing, by the way, just sort of spilling this out. um, the the like struggles depicted in the song, like struggling to get out of bed, um, and such, sort of mirror my own with how much I struggle to get out of bed these days, right? It's another song that, like, it didn't mean much to me when I first started listening to it. I thought it was just a nice song that fit nicely into the playlist. Um, but now it definitely evokes a yearning. Anyway, here's the song after so much yapping about it. It's not a very long song either, so yeah, anyway. Frick. Don't stay awake for too long. Don't go to bed. Make a cup of coffee for your head. Get going out of bed. And I promise that one day I'll feel fine. And I promise that one day I'll feel alright. And I make a cup of coffee with the right amount of sugar, how you like it. And I'll make a cup of coffee with the right amount of sugar, how you like it. How you like it. And don't know how long I'll stay for. And it's okay, I'll knock on your door. Won't you come down and get me? I like it when you hold me tight. You make me feel nice. The green in your eyes makes me feel warm inside. And I make a cup of coffee with the right amount of sugar, how you like it. And I make a cup of coffee with the right amount of sugar, how you like it. And I'll make a cup of coffee with the right amount of sugar, how you like it. Oh, and I'll make a cup of coffee with the right amount of sugar, how you like it. Oh. Yeah. She does say yeah at the end of the song. I sort of forgot how the bridge goes, and I added a few extra bars in there. I love little ballads like this, because clearly this is about somebody to her. Maybe it's about multiple people, but to specifically pick green eyes means it's about, like, that's a trait. And to decide on that trait, she had to get it from somebody, or like decide green eyes are her favorite, or at least have somebody in mind. So this song is about somebody, and maybe that somebody never heard the song, or maybe they did and they didn't know it was about them. It's very interesting like that. But it is such a sweet song, and it makes me just wish there was somebody like that for me. I've talked about it before, but I like to think I was that person for somebody at one point, right? Go to episode, frick, which one would it be? I think that would have been episode 30, maybe? I'm not sure. It could be that one, could be another one. Who knows? Something odd I've been noticing is just the the viewership seems to spike at random on like on different videos. I don't know. It's very odd. Very, very odd. That's fine. I don't know why I'm so giggly. If I just like get sad and I can just think about my car stereo and then I will be happy again. It's that easy. Wow. I wish I knew more cute little songs like that one. I am now searching for more cute little songs like that one. Though, again, I don't think I have any in my list of... How many are we at now? 135 songs. You know, I'm going to play a song that I actually I never would have listened to on my own, I think. And I had a very silly time when I was up in the mountains at the camp. I think this was the last song that was played at the campfire before everybody went to bed, because the person who was there said, "Do you know this song?" And then I had just enough cell signal to look at the chord sheet for it, but I didn't know the strumming pattern or the placement of the chords. So we tried to because they knew the song, so they tried to do hand signals for when we were to switch chords, and I failed at following that miserably. Anyway, the subject matter of this song is a little raunchy, sort of. I mean, the artist is Cigarettes After Sex, so what do you expect? But it's fine. It's fine. We're fine. It's not that bad. Anyway. Let me remember how this goes, actually. Oh, I remember, I think. Watching the video that you sent me, the one where you're showering with wet hair dripping hold on. I think I'm gonna do it without the capo. Watching the video that you sent me, one where you're showering with wet hair dripping. But if you know that I'm obsessed with your body, it's the way that you smile does it for me. It's so sweet knowing that you love me, though we don't need to say it to each other. Sweet. I think my throat really is closing up. That doesn't sound correct at all. Knowing that I love you and running my fingers through your hair, it's so sweet. It just sounds wrong. Watching the video where you're lying in your red lingerie 10 times nightly. You know I think your skin's the perfect color, but it's always your eyes that pull me under. It's so sweet knowing that you love me. Oh, we don't need to say it to each other. Sweet knowing that I love you and running my fingers through your hair. It's so sweet, and I will gladly break it. I will gladly break my heart for you, and I will gladly break it. I will gladly break my heart for you. I'm completely off key, I think, but whatever. And I will gladly break it. I will gladly break my heart for you. And I will gladly break it. I will gladly break my heart for you. It's so sweet knowing that you love me, though we don't need to say it to each other. Sweet knowing that I love you, running my fingers through your hair. It's so sweet. Fuck. Yeah, I'm not. I'm sorry, that one was bad. I think I feel physically unwell, and that may be the cause of my poor performance. I think I'm going to go deal with whatever's causing this. I'm probably hungry, if I had to guess, but I probably just need to rest. Yeah. If through some cosmic fucking coincidence, pardon my language, if through some cosmic coincidence, the person who made me play that song at the campfire listens to this, don't think too hard about it. Okay? And you know that I can sing it so much better. Yeah. Okay. If you somehow fell asleep to that miserable performance of that song, well done. I recommend trying the sound of a jet engine or a dying cat, just to sort of get a metric for what you can and cannot fall asleep to. If you're waking up to this, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to wake you. And if you're listening to this during the day, I don't know. Hope you have a good rest of your day, and I hope you sleep well later. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to eat something probably and then go to bed. Yeah. Bye-bye. Good night.